There's another fly on the wall moment with them later on September 11th. Gore was in Canada. He was flying in Canada, and his plane was grounded, and he couldn't fly into this. Nobody could fly, so he got a car. He rented a car because they're all losers now, and he drove.
He's a fucking loser.
Yes, and he drove to back to Washington, but he stopped in Chappaquiddick, and he got there like midnight. I'm Chappaquiddick. What's the name of the Chappaqua? Where the Clintons live? They live in upstate New York.
Yeah,
Chappaqua. He stopped at Clinton's house, and they sat in the kitchen apparently till 3 a.m. just talking. I wish I could have been in that room
just like
for that.
damn.
On 9/11.
We could have got him.
Yes. Yeah. So
do you remember that guy?
Which guy?
No, this is them sitting in the kitchen like, holy shit, it was him?
Yes, exactly.
Hinckley?
Yeah.
He did it?
Exactly. So Clinton gone, and then, Gore and Bush, and you had the crazy, I'm getting tired, so it's hard to get into Bush's the hanging chads.
Yeah.
And Bush was another this is going to be a nightmare. And I remember, here's what I hated about, because I wasn't predisposed to hate Bush, because I heard he was like a compassionate conservative. That was the word on Bush.
Yeah.
Compassionate conservative. And I could read on him that he was a kid of my generation or just above, that he was a post Summer of Love guy. Clinton loved saying that he had, what's her name? Madeleine Albright. And but Bush had black people and women in his cabinet as a matter of he's like, why wouldn't you? For Bush, it stopped the bigotry of the Republican Party. And by the way, the Democrats, tons of it also stopped because Clinton was like, you got to have a couple of darkies in there, otherwise people get mad, And the gals are good, it's not a bad thing, it helps you. But Bush was like, Condoleezza Rice is fucking amazing. She's going to run everything. Colin Powell. So I liked Bush in that sense, but I remember he was interviewed about foreign policy, and he just sounded like a fucking idiot. He didn't know anything. He knew nothing. And then he took a day and crammed and did it again. And then they were like, what about North Korea? And he goes, okay, so North Korea, you got Kim Il-jung, and then in the South, those, and he just answered like that, real quick. Canned answers. And I remember they cut to Wolf Blitzer, and he's like, well, that's really impressive. Clearly he does know about foreign policy. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So Bush was president, September 11th,
That was the first president I remember. All the kids my age hated Bush. Mm-hmm. So then I liked him.
I get that.
All the kids were like, he's evil. He's going to ruin the country. And I was like, dude, he's awesome. It just made me like him.
There was a woman who made a documentary about riding the bus with him. She was one of his press people, and she brought a camera, and I forget what it's called or what her name is, but she was kind of a gee whiz.
Leni Riefenstahl.
But there's a moment in it where she took a poll. She was kind of a goofball, and she was with the press corps on his plane, and she went around and asked everybody, who do you think is going to win? And the press all said McCain. I think it was in the primaries. So McCain was starting to lead. And so it leaked through her. Someone leaked that because she was just doing it privately for fun. Someone leaked it that his press corps thought he was going to lose. And it was really damaging. And everyone threw her under the bus. Everybody in the press said it was her. We didn't do it. And then nobody would talk to her. So while they were on the plane, and this is, I think, on film on the thing, she's sitting there just devastated. And Bush comes, which he never did, back, and he sits right next to her. And he says, I want you to take a good look around at these people, because now you know who they really are. He said, now you know who your friends are. Now you know who they're not. So don't forget this moment, because this is really just don't let them forget it. And you forget it.
There was a guy, I forget the name of this guy. He was, it might have been on Rogan. He was on there and he was talking about how he was like a Muslim extremist. He got arrested after 9/11 in Egypt. You remember that? I don't know if it was Rogan. He was great. He was incredible. But he had sat down and talked to a bunch of presidents. And Rogan was like, who was the best one? He was like, W seemed to be genuinely compassionate.
I do believe that. I believe that he had a conscience And
then
also,
he was like, did he do anything about it? It's like, no.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Again, what all these guys did and how much of it was their fault, how much of it was the deep state, whatever it is. I don't know any of this stuff.
Yeah.
But all I'm going by is my feelings about the guys. And there's moments about W that I remember because politically I hated him. The whole thing with the Patriot Act, all this kind of stuff. But and Iraq, it was shocking. So many people died.
Did you know Iraq was bad at the time?
When the towers were on fire, all I could think of was this people in the desert that are gonna die who had nothing. Like we're gonna overreact and we're gonna kill so many people. And we did hundreds of thousands of fucking Iraqis that we killed.
Yeah,
we're just fucking had nothing to do with it.
Damn.
Nothing.
See, I was in 8th grade. And I was sitting there like, whoever did this is going to get a fucking knuckle sandwich.
Well, Bush had a great impromptu moment.
He dominated after that. Like
when he was on when he was in Omaha going like, I don't know what this going on. He looked bad. It looked like this is bad. But then he went to fucking Ground Zero, held a megaphone, and someone said, I can't hear you. And he said, well, I can hear you. And the people who did this are going to hear from all of us. That's pretty good fucking ad lib.
And the first pitch at that Yankees game?
Yes, also. But easily, he could have said, okay, then you're going to yell, I can't hear you. Of course, Of course, it was probably Cheney. I can't hear you. Cheney, by the way, was really the Bush story. I was doing Charlie Rose, okay? And me and Charlie later, our lives changed. But Charlie Rose at the time had a very important show where you'd sit in a dark room and be interviewed. And so I went to do Charlie Rose, and the guest ahead of me was Jill Cheney, Cheney's wife. She is a historian, and she wrote a book about Madison and the framers. And he would just ask her questions, and she's a fascinating woman, fucking brilliant historian. And she talked ad nauseum about all the people we did in the first one.
Yeah. And
I was just riveted. And then they brought me in as they were taking her out. And I was just trying to, like, she's not my world. And somebody said, we just need your microphone because we need to give it to the next guest. And she said, who's the next guest? And they said, Louis C.K. And she said, Louis B.K.? Louis, where is he? Where is he? And she turns around, I'm standing there, and she goes, you're Louis B.K. And I'm not going to correct her. I go, yep, I'm Louis B.K. She goes, oh my God, my grandchildren love you. We're getting a picture. You're going on Twitter with me, son. Come here.
What?
And she took, you can find this.
A picture of you and Liz Cheney?
Picture of me with Liz Cheney.
Jill. Liz is the daughter.
Well, she called me Louis B.K. So fuck her.
Yeah.
But so we took a picture and she tweeted it.
Damn. I wonder if Dick ever watched.
I have no idea.
He's probably like, this guy's kind of an asshole.
This guy's kind of a piece of shit. But yeah, so that's Cheney and
Bush and 9/11.
Bush. And then after Bush was president, I told this story on Conan. I'm not going to tell it again. That's fucking boring. But I saw Bush. I was in traffic, and then his motorcade just was next to me. And I looked, and I saw him through the window of the SUV. And I'm just another Dole-like moment. I'm like, fuck Bush. But I look at him, and he goes like this, and I'm like I just couldn't help it.
Of course, you have to.
Yes. But the thing I liked about Bush was that when the guy threw shoes at him. Do you remember that guy threw 2 shoes at him? He got 2 shots.
Yeah.
Talk about fucking
Lee Harvey got him.
Getting 2 shots with a Bolt rifle. This guy got 2 fucking shoes off. At a standing target with a press all around him and his Secret Service are right there. He threw his shoe, Bush ducked, and then he threw another one and Bush ducked. Because
came back up smiling?
Yes. Throwing shoes is the most insulting thing you can do is hit somebody with one of your shoes.
In America, you know what the most insulting thing you can do in the Middle East is?
What's that?
Kill everyone.
Kill all of them. Kill all of them.
I wonder if he was thinking that when he ducked. He was like, ooh,
I killed a lot of your family.
Ooh, yeah. I'm about to hit your wedding for this.
So bad. But Bush, they asked him about it afterwards, and he said, well, I got good reflexes. And he said, look, he's in a country where you can, he's not going to get killed for that. And people express themselves. He always appreciated freedom of speech. He always appreciated, he never minded being made fun of.
I think that guy went to jail.
I'm sure he did, but
yeah.
when Bush was made fun of, he took it very well. When he was he would go on SNL and read jokes that were just devastating against himself, and he did them with really good timing. And
he was funny.
He was a funny dude.
He was funny.
And he got why that was important. And I remember he was debating Gore, and they did a typical thing they do in debates. They tell each other the bad things. So he told the moderator, said, Al Gore said this about you. And he reads some shitty things Al Gore said. And he goes, what's your reaction now that you're with him? And Bush goes like, I don't know. It's like, he's running for president. Because of course, he's going to go for it. He's running for president. I mean, it's the game. We're trying to win. We're trying to, we have different views. He didn't care. And later also, they asked him about the press. And he said, we counted on the press to keep us honest. He said, when you're out there making decisions that are outside of the decisions that come to the president are the ones that nobody knows what to do. The ones that are clear what the law is and what's practical, other people make those decisions. They go to the president where they're like, we're not sure what's legal here. And we're not sure what the American people would want here. And so it's the hardest job in the world because you have to deal with the cutting edge of where the country is going, why it's going there, and what people really want, even if they don't know what's going on. And what's legal, it's so unclear sometimes. And he said, I depended on the press because we knew they were probing everything. We knew they were watching everything, and we knew they were adversarial, that they were ambitious to bust us. And that made me comfortable because it made me confident that I'm not going to, in my confusion, make any real mistakes. Like that's a profound thing for a president to say. And it shows the level of confidence that he had, which is why I did not like Donald Trump, because he didn't have that. To be made fun of is a place of strength. I can't take you seriously unless you don't take yourself seriously. If you're a person to be taken seriously, then you can be made fun. If you can't be made fun of, you can't be taken seriously. If you're like, do not make that joke about me, it's like, you're a pussy. You have no confidence in yourself. You need to hear good about you all the time. That is a mental and emotional problem. So Bush didn't have that to me. And I appreciate him for that. He killed mountains of Arabs, just mountains of them. And other people, and who knows what else he did. I don't fucking know. But interesting dude.
Yeah.